Earlier this year, our organization found our web budget drastically cut. I had the crazy idea of doing an Ignite session to give you some ideas of some low-cost initiatives that we were undertaking to fill that gap. One of the first things you'll need to do is know your audience. Who's using your site? Who are they trying to reach? Who are you trying to reach? Your members, the public, policymakers? Find out what works for them and what doesn't. Now, how do you do this? You talk to your users. You can conduct focus groups at your annual meeting. You can schedule interviews on the phone or in person. Use online survey tools such as SurveyMonkey or Google Docs. People are eager to give you their feedback. Conduct a card sorting exercise for your website. Have users tell you how they feel you should organize your website's content. WebSort and Optimal Sort are free for limited audiences, or you could go old school with 3x5 cards. Watch what your users are doing on your website. If you don't have analytics in place, put Google Analytics out there. It's free, and recent features include real-time monitoring of your site so you can see what people are doing on your site. You can also track what they're doing using Google Analytics or other tools such as Crazy Egg or Cvolution. These heat maps are useful for determining what sort of site redesigns you want to do. Take inventory of your sites. You need to know what you have out there now that you know what your audience wants. At a minimum, see what you have. If you're ambitious, rate your content for its actual quality. Is it accurate, useful, dated? You have all this, take a little time and do some navel-gazing. Internalize and synthesize what you've learned so far. Determine what your organization wants to accomplish with its online presence. If you come up with posting our reports online, work a little harder. You have this, work your core now. Just define what the top tasks are that you want people to accomplish on your site and focus on those. Take a note from Luke's keynote this morning, think mobile. Learn to write for the web. Look at what you've written, cut it in half again. Make it concise and useful. Lead with the need. Don't make people work to understand what you're trying to say to them. Don't just take your existing content and toss it onto the website. Every piece of content on your site should support a key business objective or help a user accomplish a task. Remember that everything you add on your site is adding complexity for the user. Just as important is to weed your online garden. Ruthlessly yank out dated content. Establish policies and set a schedule to regularly remove stale content. It's not the most sexy work, but it's useful. What's more important to your users? Being cutting edge and flashy or being functional and user-friendly? Don't be afraid to use web basics, such as blue underlined links or logos in the upper left-hand corner that actually lead back to your home page. Use these web standards and be consistent in their use. Don't vary your site's navigation structure. Don't use different icons for the same function on different places throughout your site. Don't make your users relearn your site every time they come to it. Use your analytics and look at what's being most searched on your site. Run those searches and see what pages they take you to. If they're not taking you where you want users to go, refine your content to make them get there. Your content's great, but you want to make certain that people can get to it. Use some online tools such as CloudFlare to increase your site's performance and availability. These tools let you have your static content cached multiple places. The best of us can't watch our site all the time, but we can use some free online tools to do so. Pingdom is one that you can set up free for one site that will send you emails when your site's down or unavailable. If any of the things you've heard here today or at this session are useful, share them with others. Don't assume that your web team knows all of these things. At the very least, they're going to be appreciative that you're taking an interest in making your organization's site a better site. None of these are one-time fixes. It's all a process. Just like the endless loop of the shampoo commercials, you need to repeat these over and over. It's not the most exciting, it's not as fun as building new and shiny, but it's necessary. Interactive portion, if you have a smartphone, snap that QR code or jot down that Google link. I've put up a list of some of the resources I mentioned in this talk and also a bibliography that gives far more detail far better form than I was able to. Thank you all very much for your time.